Welcome to closed Fostex. So, a long time ago, a couple months at least, these two units were sent to me with the explicit instructions to don't talk about them because they may not come to fruition, and we'll see what they are. And they are the T50 Mark IV closed back and the T60 Mark II closed back. As you can see, the holes are missing and the holes are closed up. And if you haven't seen my review of the original T50 Mark IV, this one came out within the last year, exceptionally good headphone. Fostex is listening. They're comfortable. They've got dual entry 3.5, although on the 50, this still doesn't work like a normal headphone where you can plug in both. It's a either or, so you get the stock cable and you can pick either or, and the stock cable is really, really nice. And the problem with the original, with the new Mark IV, was that it was a little bit more pricey. Sorry, I'm not looking up. I got to look down. Got to look down at the thing. Now you're looking at the thing. The original T50s, roughly in the 150, 180, maybe when they first came out. The new guy's 250. The new not closed back one, T50 Mark IV, is 250. So that's a pretty large jump. And that's going to be a theme of this video, is fucking pricing, because I'm going to praise literally every aspect of these headphones, from the build and the comfort and the sound. And then we're going to look at the prices, if you don't cheat and click the links in the description to see what they look like on Amazon. And then we're going to cry like a group. It's like a group. We all need to just, hi, my name is Z, and I've been reviewing audio gear for 12 years, and everything was going great until Fostex started to price their shit wildly. So, both of these are now legit out and on Amazon, and I praised the living hell. The new Fostex T910, TH910, and 919 are some of my favorite maybe my favorite headphones that exist that you can purchase with money. And I'm talking about over tungsten, not capability, favorite sound signature, favorite build and comfort. Fostex has got this spot in my heart now. They've come out of retirement where it was just they're doing some stuff. And that they're fucking winner after winner after winner. And it started with the Mark IV of these. And I was kind of shocked, but then the sticker price was And then when these came out, that sticker price went from the original T60 Mark I, which is the wood back. They machined it out of wood. That was $360 for the Mark I. So it was way more money than the original, but then they machined the wood to look like so cool. What a cool concept. And that one didn't even have the dual entry level. That was still three something. So along comes a spider and makes, hold on, let me see if I can get this page open without I have to load my browser. And it makes this T60 Mark II $350. I think it's $600. So $330 for the Mark I, nearly double that for the Mark II. And any other headphone, if it had only an incremental sound increase or incremental features increase, I would have just stopped right there and said no. But these, not these, we're going to get to the price on these, but legitimately the Mark I to Mark II T60s was such a marked and vast improvement that I think we should just forget the original Mark I's existed, forget the Mark IIIs exist, forget all these old Fostex that exist in our lives, throw them away, because the new Mark IIs and Mark IVs are just that much better, and we should all, think about that while we're doing a thing. So, full screen, I've got to load all the tabs again, god damn it. Computer froze. It's old. It's as old as this channel. So when they sent me the closed back, I had no concept of what it might cost. There's the original T60, $329, still for sale. And then the new $600 for the new Mark II. And here's the new, this one. Well, not this one. $250 for the Mark IV, open back or semi-open. Close this one up. And close it. It doesn't get Like there's a good amount of dampening around now. Like I can still hear I have the dehumidifier running behind me, and I can still technically hear that. It's closed. It's closed enough. How much is that worth? How much over $250? Because I'm assuming the drivers are very similar, if not the same, and they're doing maybe some more tuning involved. When you close something, it makes it much more difficult. I know Serene is the baby child for that. So now we're going to go from $250 to $389. These are $389. That is a difference of $140 already an over a $250 price point that I thought was a little high. So now you're going from the semi-open to the closed, and they're adding $180 to the fucking price. And I'm like, I don't know, buddy. So now, what do you think it is for the T60, the big boy? Because it's already $600. The Mark II already $600, and I think worth it at $600. I think people should really consider it at $600. I think they should absolutely go. If I have a $600 amount of money I want for a planar headphone, and I want dual entry, I want it to be comfortable, $600 for a Mark II is fine. $780, $779.99 for the close back. So math again, $600 to $180 more. It's $180 more to close the holes. I got to get this out of the way, because I'm going to praise the living shit out of the way these sound. Like, I can't not. That's the part of this channel, is I don't lie about anything I hear, because you can always catch someone in a lie, especially if it lives here, I don't know, on a video forever. But remember this point at this exact timestamp, you could link to my lies? That's why you don't do it. Luckily, a lot of times I'm just giving my opinion. So my opinion on these is, holy fuck, why are you so expensive? They shouldn't be this expensive. Honestly, they're doing a slight change to the build on both of them. Slight. $20. Just don't cut holes. They're not even having to do anything else. They're doing less to make this a close back. And they're changing the slight material over here. So it's not like the packaging is wild or the cable. I mean, I'm not using the stock cable that came with the T60 just because I wanted to run it off Valencia with the Magia cable to show that you can. But I think there's a slight change in tuning. Obviously, there has to be. When you're taking an open headphone and a closed headphone, you can't make them exactly the same. There's going to be some fundamental differences. And I was sitting here forever just listening to anything on my playlist going, what's the flaw in these? What's the flaw in the sound of these? Is it not creamy enough? Is the bass not impactful enough? No, they're great fucking headphones. But who did the pricing on them? Because I absolutely want to recommend these close back. I'll put them on my head, adjust them a little bit. I think I've got Golden Sounds. I had Impact Plus on, and then I turned it off, then a tube mode on. But let's leave it all flat, and let's return to Ash from Evangelion, which is what we're all going to do if Fostex pricing continues. And there's just this, like, weight to the sound, and it's swelling around me, and I can hear the individual strings of the instruments, and God, these are good fucking headphones. Are they $800 headphone? That's what a fucking, like the jazz is electric. And it's not just this one, it's this one too. If you take my review of the original Mark IV, the new Mark IV, let's do this, and actually we'll lower this down so that doesn't die. And where are we here? 75 on super high. These require a little more power than I remember. Oh my, they're so alive. Fostex's new sound is the best they've ever sounded. The company Fostex itself is the most improved any fucking event like in sound history. And, you know, I know the president, he gave me set 0001 of the 910s. And I want to just be like, let me jack you off. Hold on, let me jack you off. But the price point on these is fucking absurd. And it's Fostex, it's Japanese, which means they're not going to ever go on sale. Ever. They'll have to sit on the shelves for 2 years. And then retailers are going to be complaining that they're not moving any inventory. And then maybe they could argue to put them on sale. And guess what? When you put a $779 headphone on sale, it doesn't become $400. So these will drop down to like $650. And that's still too much. The normal ones are $600. And I could see a $50 difference. I will vouch for a $50 difference in the sound quality, in that it takes a little more time and effort to make a closeback sound as good as these do. And they both sound... The difference between the two, in case you're wondering if you wanted to get one or the other, this one is still a little bit more linear, and this one lets its hair down just a little bit more. And you get a little bit more spice in the treble, but not like old school Fostex spice, the treble where you bleed out of your retinas. I'm talking about just like this, like the dude with the spice, old memes. But that, and they're fucking glorious. I don't think I can't sell them. As a man on the internet who talks about things and tries to find, I know what I have here, and I know roughly who you are. You're a varied bunch of crazy bastards. And I don't want to sell everything to everybody. I know that won't work. So I try to like say things that I know would discourage some people who I know wouldn't be behind it. And then I try to encourage the others. And like it's a very, very delicate balance of psychology and psychiatry and all these other things to make the right people get the things I recommend and not the wrong people. That's why when I say Eris, it's like bass. Just you love bass, you slut for bass. And I keep saying that for people who are like, I don't really like bass, then you don't buy it, and I've done my job. But these, the only people who should be discouraged from buying them are broke bastards. And that shouldn't be the case. Because they're built, they're beautiful, they're comfortable, but holy fucking expensive. Like, I would have a hard time recommending these over like an Aria Organic, which is, I know, an open back versus a closed back. Let's all agree, there are no really good closed back hi-fi mins in the world. So in the world of closed back hi-fi mins, even at these prices, you're doing better on a planar. But my word, there's so many options. And the fucking Aoun SR7000s are like a $600 closed back. And while they're dynamic and not thing, and I honestly kind of like the sound more of these, you're looking at $200 extra. If the originals never existed, Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3 T50, and Mark 1 T60. If you could hit the button that magically erases it from the memories of everybody that ever lived on Earth, and these were a brand new headphone with no history of what their prices could be or should be, I think I would look at them a very, very different person. I'm trying to right now. I'm trying to like put this on my head. All right, lower that. Put this back up to wherever we were. I hope it was there. And then we're going to shuffle. Shuffle again. And just listening. I'm just listening. The fuck is this magical shit? Magnus Bride. I haven't actually watched Magnus Bride, but this is a track from Magnus Bride. And it's like forced into my ears, and I hear every little detail, and it sounds so clear. Like the T60s were always the more stripped down treble focused one versus the T50s. But that was old revision, where both sets needed crazy amounts of mods. You needed to change all the pads, and you need to change the wire because the wire was stupid, and you needed to put on a head strap, and like you don't need to do any of those things here. Got the head strap, pads are fucking comfy. The wire it comes with is fucking decent. I'm just using mine because it's purple, and who wouldn't want a purple wire? But oh my... This is a headphone I would show off at show. I would bring like Valencia and be like, hey, you want to listen to how Valencia sounds? And I'd whip these out, put them on the table there. These are more closed. These are slightly more closed than the T50 version, probably because it's wood and it's thicker. Yeah, I would count these as officially closed. I wouldn't take them on an airplane and think you're going to block out the entire sound of it, but they're a closed back headphone. Now I'm listening to West Side Story, and it's fast and impactful, and you could tell that driver is an athletic little tiny planar. And there's warmth in the mid-range, and everything just sounds lovely and fucking aggressively fast. This is to like the rumble. This is like I'm on show tunes, for fuck's sake. Ooh, Dune Part 2. Hans Zimmer. This will be a nice, normal, quiet song for... Actually, it's very long of nothingness. Ah. See... I could absolutely cry to this. And that's the problem is, if Fostex made these and they were shit and then they were twice the price that they should be, easy reviews. EOS just goes, meh, and then moves on. The problem is that these are leagues better than the predecessors. And despite the open back and closed back being slightly different tunings, I may prefer the slightly more controlled tuning of the closed back here. Because I mean, keep in mind, the open back is only like, they cut some slots here and that's it. So it's not like you're comparing a wide open back to like a full sheet of, stone. It's a gentle touch. It's a gentle tuning difference, which I may prefer over the normal one. But do I $800 prefer it over the normal one, or $180 extra over the normal one? I can't. I grew up too poor, and I was in this game for way too long with like the lowest of the low grade stuff. And finding things I loved for years of Ship 9500s forever, baby. Who remembers the Pioneer SEA 1000s? There they are. Cheap shit that I fell in love with. Cheap shit. K712s weren't that bad. A set of Grados, although I would count the SR60s as being like the first ones. But like, I know that you don't need to spend money to have a good time. I would still consider the new revisions of both of these. 250 for the Mark IV is a steal compared to what you would have to do with the original Mark III to make it even tolerable. I'm looking at Modhouse and his organizations. Those were like, oh, I need to make that the best. This is already, I would call this on par with a lot of the stuff that a mod would have done to it. And then this one, get the open back. Get the $600 fuck off one. Get it out of the nice packaging, keep the nice pads on it with the nice wood and this center push system, which, by the way, makes them fit. There's not a lot of headphones on that wall, and I could tell you this from one, actually the SEA 1000 pushes from the outside of the cup, but doesn't twist, so that's fucked. The MF1 kind of pushes from the center. There are not many headphones that are designed. The K712s kind of do. Pushing dead center of the cup is a unique... If you've never felt a Fostex, even the old ones with the shittiest pads, I understood they could be made comfortable. Argons, they push from the middle. So having like a completed, working, good to go, amazing sounding headphone, I have to give the OG Oreco, the $600 Mark II, has to still get a recommendation. I am going to link the closed back. And it's going to be a lot of soul searching for the individuals listening to the sound of my voice. If you get these, if you get the open back version, and you are enamored with them as you should be, you have to sit down and go, okay, now, would I want a slightly tighter closed tuning for this? A little bit more control, a little bit more sorted, because it's just been months since I did the last one, so they had more time to tune it. Which, as a guy who's tuned headphones, oh God, to only have months and months and months. How much is that worth to you? I mean, technically in the terms of audiophilia bullshit, $180 is what people pay for power cables sometimes, and it makes me gag. Unless you're buying RI power cables from Italy, linked to princesspasta.audio, the exclusive North American distributor of Italian-made RI cables. She's not paying me to say that, but she's gonna cook for me, I'm sure. Enchiladas are so good. Yeah, this is a rock and a hard place video because I want to just straight up tell everyone how amazing these sound and they should all pick up a set. But history exists. It's written down until AI and the big mega corporations can hit the button to wipe out history so that we can repeat all the mistakes, but to our disadvantage. Then we can remember. We can remember, what this used to be. The price points these used to be. I don't even know if I could blame tariffs anymore. Maybe we're only selling this many, so we need to make the price this much so that we could sell this many and still make the same amount of money. But then those people who would have bought it let me know in the comments. Is this too much? If this headphone was alone and it was made by another brand that, ZMF came out with this, or fucking Meze came out with this, or Modhouse just said like, here's my new headphone, blah. And it sounded as good as this does, and it sounds fucking exceptional. Would it be ever worth nearly $800? Go back to these for a second, because I've been obsessing over those, and these are still kind of within the realm of you could afford a $400 version of this. But get the $250 one. Get the $250 one that's semi-open, because this isn't that closed back, and I went back and forth for a very short amount of time between the original open back Mark IV and this, and it's like I could take or leave either one. I mean I would take both, but I don't. Oh fuck. I know that DMS put these in like his F tier for the stupid reason that they're marked as a studio monitor still and not as an audiophile headphone. Because a studio monitor is a headphone you have to work with in a studio. It should hit a certain level of flatness so that you're not coloring mixes, etc. I think that's just Fostex not knowing how to change categories. So I would never F tier these, never in a million. They are too good a fucking headphone. Whether it's the Mark IV open, Mark IV closed, Mark II open, Mark II closed, they are exceptionally good headphones existing in 2025 that you could just buy. The problem is, are you going to buy them? Anyway, Patreon and subscribe to support this channel. Damn it. I actually have my other set, my open one. I'm going to gut them and I'm going to make it so I can plug in a dual entry. Something like this, I could just do this. See, that's a studio thing, because then whatever side your mixing console plugs in on is fine. And that counts as more audiophilia. God damn it, Hans. How'd they squeeze this much performance out of that little driver? All right, I'm done. Patreon, subscribe to support this channel. I wasn't going to do these individual reviews because they have the same problem of being just like that massive chunk more money for, I don't want to say little improvement, certainly like a different structural tuning capabilities, but babies, I want to love you. I want to love you fully. If these were $500, I would have no qualms. Just buy them. Shut the fuck up and buy them. They're the greatest fucking cheap closed back planar you can buy, and even including Serene, wherever you are, baby. Get these. And if you can't get these, then I would say get these, but these should also come down to like $300. Again, $250 to $300, $600 to $650. Acceptable. Kind of. Not really. Patreon, subscribe to support the channel. If you'd like to see reviews early, participate in yard sales, get to lossless sound demos. I will have to sound demo these. It's coming back around again. And I want people to understand what I'm hearing, so that's where the sound demos come in. But it's only available to patrons, so I can put giant, actual, exposed titties on the background and use whatever music I want, because YouTube is a dick about it. So those things, if you want to join the patronage chat, that is the higher tier, and in there you can talk to me directly and get into the Lifetime Swap Meet channel to buy, sell, and trade gear. So technically, if you have 3 or 4 headphones that you could sell for $780. Pick this set up. It'd be fine. It'd be fine. It's one of those headphones that if you're in like my community, if you're in the patronage chat, and you told me you bought them, I would be happy for you. I know you have a good thing there. But I also have to look at you as a person financially and be like, all right, do you have like thousands of dollars to spend a week on headphones? Or like, because those are the people that exist. You're buying $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 headphones. The fuck's the difference if it's $180 more for a closeback that sounds a little bit different in the tune? Do it. It's just that I'm a normal person. As much as I don't feel like a normal person, I'm a normal person. And those sort of it's not price gouging. It's just the jump hurts. So, moving on. I listen to these things if you get a chance to hear them. That's all I'm saying. And the wallpapers in the wallpaper horde. All right, I need to calm down. Calm. I had coffee way too long ago, and it's not sitting well. It's making me ornery.